Basic rigging. Up to this point, we've talked about concepts, equipment, and knots. Now we're going to start putting it all together. Because rigging doesn't exist in theory. It exists in real cuts, real wood, and real consequences. In this podcast, we're going to focus on basic limb removal. You'll learn how friction controls movement. You'll understand the difference between natural crotch rigging and false crotch systems. You'll learn how to choose the right rigging technique for simple scenarios. And you'll understand the advantages and limitations of butt tying, tip tying, and balancing. Let's start with one of the most important forces in rigging. Friction. Friction is what allows you to control a load. Without friction, a rope would run freely. The piece would fall as fast as gravity allows. And there would be no way to slow it down. Friction works by resisting movement. As the rope passes over a surface or wraps around a device, it creates resistance. That resistance converts motion into heat. And that heat is what slows the system down. In rigging, friction happens in two main places. At the rigging point in the tree, and at the friction device on the ground. Now let's talk about rigging points. A rigging point is where the rope changes direction or is supported in the tree. This is where the load is transferred into the structure of the tree. There are two main types of rigging points: natural crotch rigging and false crotch rigging. Natural crotch rigging uses the tree itself. The rope runs through a branch union. This creates friction directly against the bark and wood. The advantage of natural crotch rigging is simplicity. It requires no additional equipment. It can be set quickly, and it provides built-in friction. But there are limitations. That friction can damage the rope. It can also damage the tree, and it's less predictable than a mechanical system. Now let's look at false crotch rigging. A false crotch uses equipment like an arborist block or pulley. The rope runs through the sheave of the block instead of the tree. This reduces friction at the rigging point. It protects the rope, and it creates a smoother, more predictable system. But because there is less friction in the tree, more force is transferred to the anchor point. And more friction must be managed at the ground using a friction device. So the choice between natural crotch and false crotch is a balance. More friction in the tree, or more control at the ground. Now let's talk about friction devices. A friction device, like a porta wrap or bollard, is what allows the ground crew to control the descent of the load. The rope is wrapped around the device. Each wrap increases friction. More wraps mean more control. Fewer wraps mean faster movement. The goal is to find the right balance. Enough friction to control the load, but not so much that the system becomes rigid and shock-loaded. Now let's move into rigging techniques for limb removal. When you're removing a limb, you have several options, and the technique you choose will determine how the piece behaves. Let's start with tip tying. In a tip tie, the rope is attached near the end of the limb. This is often done using a running bowline. When the piece is cut, the tip drops first. The limb swings downward in a controlled arc. The advantage of tip tying is control. It reduces the amount of free fall. It allows for smoother movement, and it helps prevent large shock loads. But it also creates more swing. So you must consider what's below and around the piece. This is where a tagline can be useful. A tagline is a separate rope used to guide the piece from the ground. It allows you to control the direction of the swing. Now let's talk about butt tying. In a butt tie, the rope is attached closer to the trunk, often using a running bowline or a cow hitch. When the piece is cut, it drops more vertically before the rope engages. The advantage of butt tying is efficiency. It's faster to set, and it can be useful when you want the piece to clear obstacles below. But the limitation is force. Because the piece drops farther before being caught, it generates more dynamic loading. That increased force must be absorbed by the rope, the anchor, and the friction device. Now let's talk about balancing. A balancer uses two attachment points on the same piece. This can be done using slings, carabiners, or a spliced eye-sling setup. The goal is to keep the piece level as it moves. This is especially useful when removing large horizontal limbs, or when working over structures where rotation could cause damage. Balancing reduces swing and rotation, but it takes more time to set up, and it requires more planning. Now let's talk about cuts, because the cut determines how the piece begins to move. A hinge cut is used to control direction. It leaves a strip of wood that guides the piece as it begins to fall. A drop cut releases the piece quickly. It's often used in situations where speed is more important than control. A snap cut allows the piece to break free under tension. It can be useful, but it must be used carefully, because it introduces unpredictability. The hinge is your steering wheel. The rope is your control system. And the friction device is your brake. All three must work together. Now let's walk through a real scenario. You're removing a medium-sized limb over a driveway. You set your rigging point using an arborist block. You attach it with a webbing sling or a spliced eye sling. You run your double braid rigging line through the block. You tie the limb using a running bowline near the tip. You add a half hitch further out to control rotation. You set a tagline to guide the piece. On the ground, your crew sets up a porta wrap. They add wraps based on the estimated weight of the limb. You make your hinge cut, then your back cut. The piece begins to move. The rope engages. The friction device slows the descent. The tagline guides the swing. And the piece lands exactly where you planned. That's controlled rigging. Now let's look at what happens when things go wrong. If you use a butt tie when a tip tie was needed, the piece may drop too far and shock load the system. If you don't use enough friction, the rope can run too fast. If you use too much friction, the rope may stop suddenly, increasing force on the anchor. If you don't control rotation, the piece may swing or spin unpredictably. And if you don't consider your rigging point, you may overload the tree itself. Every mistake comes back to understanding. So here are your key takeaways. Friction is what allows you to control movement. Natural crotch rigging provides friction in the tree, but less predictability. False crotch systems provide smoother operation and better rope protection. Tip tying offers more control and less shock loading. Butt tying is faster but generates more force. Balancing reduces rotation but requires more setup. And every decision you make should be based on how the piece will move. In the next podcast, we're going to take this further. We'll move into advanced rigging. You'll learn how to handle larger pieces, tighter spaces, and more complex rigging scenarios. Because basic rigging is about control, advanced rigging is about precision. You've been listening to the Arborist Podcast. Our goal is to grow our collective knowledge, one domain at a time. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe to help us keep this momentum. Until next time, let's keep growing this community together.